As much as I love yesteryear, Disney and Corporation, their movies, their theme park, their who they could have been, their amazingness in what I thought they were, I've lost all respect. Every time I turn on the television, it just shows me how much I have totally lost respect for them completely. I see them feeding and inviting everybody else's children to the table and forgetting about myself and my children completely. They have reprioritized themselves and built some kind of internal empire and taken the show completely on the wrong road and completely on the wrong path. This is what Disney in 2022 looks like. It's foul.
Dozens of Disney's biggest stars join.
Well, I'm denied access to life and the pursuit of happiness. And this is how they're scoring, and this is how they are paying, and this is who they're employing while they starve me completely in New York. I don't even have access to anything that this particular symbol or brand could have offered.
Joined the company's top executives at Pier 36 in the East River yesterday to promote their TV shows to the...
I'm pretty sure somewhere in the charter there is this thing that if you want to operate a business, you are required to feed the children first before you invite guests. No matter how the linguistics has changed and whether they're considered guests or not because it's got a G in the front of it and they're not allowed to use a G, whatever. Semantics at this point.
The nation's advertisers. The goal is to convince them to buy hundreds of millions of dollars worth of commercials before the shows even hit the air. And during the pandemic, this had to be done virtually. But as entertainment reporter Sandy Canyon is here to tell us, this time it was back to business as usual. Right, Sandy?
Right, Liz. It's called an upfront presentation because those advertisers are asked to commit to buying commercials up front, as in right now, or at least very soon. And the famous people do their best to try and convince them.
And the general public have no idea how any of this works because none of them and the executives took the time to invest in the future in an RH negative capacity, which is one of like the highest levels of its first priority business. But yet it's been completely wiped off the diet, the menu, or the access to the opportunity in the local area. But guess who they did invite in, and guess who they did teach, and guess who they are feeding at the table while I'm not at the table?
Thank you, Disney upfront people.
Martin Short, Steve Martin, and Selena Gomez have a hit on their hands. And with the second season of Only Murders in the Building launching on Hulu next month, this was a good opportunity to get advertisers excited about this hit.
I didn't know what it was going to be. I hoped that it was going to be good, but I had no idea. I just thought the character was so interesting, and I love hanging out with these guys.
The welcome from Disney CEO Bob Chapek and the galaxy of stars assembled here indicate the
That word galaxy, again, it's a gala, and there is whatever already on it.
importance of this gathering.
The huge thing about it is that you know that they believe in you because they put their money behind it. And that's...
No, I wouldn't know that because they never invited me in. They've never put money in front of me or within me or within my reach. They just seem to keep taking the mythology and the religious construct, relabeling it, filming, and then producing and directing or diverging some storyline, and then you showed up and they're feeding you. So it's like, I don't know.
And that's all that really matters, because if they put their money behind it, that means you get your money.
And one star had a message for those buying commercials.
I say bet on a sure thing, baby.
Now, this is interesting because it says Abbott Elementary. Now, I'm just curious at Abbott Laboratories, where the baby formula is that they're currently experiencing huge problems with and a shortage of. Is there any relation or tie-in? Just curious.
Abbott Elementary. We've got the numbers in the age groups you want.
In years past, this presentation was limited to the ABC television network, but not anymore.
This is the best opportunity to really showcase the breadth of the Walt Disney Company. It's the
And he's in charge of something I've never heard of. He's a chairman of DMED. What is that? There's no general in the general public giving general rules. And this is what's going on in the private sector of corporate world. They're starving the children that they rerouted out of public service into some private sector, and then private sector sitting looking like this, not allowing the Rh negatives into this private sector either. Now, how is that supposed to work at safety and regulation and like not violating inalienable rights and all sorts of things? I'm just curious.
unparalleled set of franchises and brands.
Brands like the one Kerry Washington talked.
So they invited them. Who invited them is the question, into franchise. And who disenfranchised me along the way? That's what I'm really curious about, because I don't even know how franchised people even think franchise works. I'm not quite clear on it in human terms, in an English pattern myself.
Talked about.
Onyx is this brand new platform within Hulu where we're telling stories that are driven by artists of color.
So she's stealing a 4-letter symbol that belongs completely to something else. And they're creating and developing something in all the wrong messaging. Who's allowing all this stuff to go on?
Presentation is a lot more elaborate than the one Topher Grace remembers when he was an ABC intern.
And I should have known from that to have never gone into television, but I did anyway.
And now he's going into season 3 of Home Economics. Also on ABC, Oscar winner Hilary Swank has a new drama called Alaska.
We're seeing content be told from different points of view, which is so exciting. And I think we're getting a lot more talent out there that we're seeing. And it's so exciting now to turn on the TV and see new directors and writers and actors.
Her show, Alaska, airs Thursday nights at 10 p.m. on ABC come this fall. She plays what's described as a disgraced reporter who loses her job here in the city and joins a daily paper in Alaska. It was created by Tom McCarthy, who won an Oscar for Spotlight. Hilary Swank has 2 Oscars at home. Dave and Liz?
Looking forward to it.
I have no idea how the general public follows this crap. I don't know how they sign up for interest groups, special interest groups, whatever. I have no idea how they follow it. I have no idea how they get invitations, how they get to premieres, how they get... There's been no contact between the human realm, the business world, and myself. It does sound very high and dry. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, it's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken, and Speyside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.